Welcome to the second episode of All My Sound podcast. This is your host, Nicholas. Yes, people, I'm still here. Hope you all check out my first episode this week that I did. First one of All My Sound. And I have a few people that listened to it, so they enjoyed it. And, you know what I mean? So that was good to hear. You know, first time trying something different, pushing it out there, and, you know, glad to know that people really enjoy it. So definitely check it out for yourself if you haven't already. Remember, always leave a feedback if you can, comment, follow me on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you know, they're on YouTube as well. Look for at All My Sound and you definitely find me. All right. So thank you for all the people who supported so far. All right. So on this episode, I want to talk about a little bit of politics, government structure here in America. So, you know, hopefully next time we can come around and talk about what's going on in Jamaican politics and, you know, the government structure. But I'm going to focus here on American politics right now. And one of the reasons why, and I know more about, it sucks that I'm from Jamaica, but I know more about American politics and the government structure than I know about Jamaican politics and stuff. So I know that sucks, right? And I'm Jamaican. But at the same time, this is where I live for many years. This is where I have my kids. This is where I pay taxes. You know, my kids go to school here. So this is where I have to focus at the moment to understand the system here, the structure, the government, so I can make sure I participate in the system so I can help benefit their future and even my future in whatever possible way I can. So I definitely make sure I try to understand what's going on here since this is where I live, right? So for me, I've been through the Bush presidency, all Obama presidency, and now we're in the Trump era, right? And I went and got my citizenship a couple of years ago. I think 2009 or 10, I don't remember, around there when I got my citizenship. I was here as a resident, legal resident. My mother lived here, she filed for me. So I was here living for, in a while, but I ended up, when I got my citizenship, why not? I live here, so, and I wanted to vote. Participate in the political process. So I make sure I went and got my citizenship, right? When you're going for your citizenship, you have to actually study a little about American history. You have to know, when America again is independence and all of that stuff. The three branches of government, which is what we're going to talk about today, the three branches of government. You got to know who's your congressman, your senator. You got to know a few things about America in order to get your citizenship. So I had to did that. But at the same time, when I went to school, I also did American history as well. So, and this is what I enjoyed, and I enjoy history. So I know most of these stuff before I even, before I went to even get that, my citizenship. But too much of that. But what I want to focus on today is the three branches of government and what they do and what they represent here. And one of the reasons why I thought to talk about this, I noticed this is not a lot of people understand this process here. I even understand what each branch does. And I had a conversation with somebody today, and we were going back and forth about this. And so I had to come around to it and say, let me do a little infomercial or give people nuggets. I put my 2 cents together, what I know, and put it out there. Hopefully it helps somebody, to understand, what's the three branches of government is and what they does, and what each branch represent and what they do, right? Because even, we as immigrants, we migrate here, we go vote, because most of the time citizens, we go vote, but we don't really quite understand why we're voting, and what the political system here, we don't vote because somebody tell you to vote. You go register as a Democrat, Republican, whichever you register as, and, we don't really quite understand it. And quite frankly, people who born here, they don't understand even this process. So, so I'm going to talk about it a little, right? So the executive branch, that's basically, I don't know if I listed it. You have the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch. Those are the three branches of government here in America. The executive branch basically is the president. There's a president, vice president, and his cabinet level department are members. Though that's the executive branch, right? So I think the executive branch, including the president and vice president, I think you have like 15 other departments, cabinet members. And that's just like your Secretary of State, Attorney General, Defense, that's basically those people, all of them people form the executive branch. And basically the president and the executive branch, they're responsible for the day-to-day running of the federal government. That's basically one of them, their big duty. And I'm going to get in something a little later about the president. Like, a lot of people don't understand this. This is one of the big major thing I was going to do this. A lot of people don't understand it. The president of the United States do not write laws. I put laws. The president do not write law at all domestically. So, and what I mean domestic, like, domestic, any law that is put in place domestic in America, the president don't write it. And a lot of people don't know that simple thing right there. And it's just crazy to me that a lot of people don't know that. Like, people will blame a president if something don't go their way or something going on. But at the end of the day, the next branch I'm going to talk about, the legislative branch, they are the one who write laws and pass law. The only thing the president do is sign or veto a law. That's it. Now, I mean, the president it's kind of crazy. The president have more power outside the country, like international, than say him have internal. Not say he don't have any power, but when it comes to law, the president can do what they call an executive decision or something like that. But executive decision are very limited. They can't really overhaul an entire law, and then they can be temporary. Meaning, if a president write an executive decision, bypass Congress and do an executive decision, the next president can come in and say, nope, you don't have to honor that. Like what happened right now, where Obama had to pass a whole bunch of executive, have to write a whole bunch of executive decision, and temporary law type, and then Trump come in and just said no, way, and just take the whole of that crap back. All right, so basically that's a lot of people don't even know that concept, right? So I'm gonna go a little bit into it a little bit later, but all right, the legislative branch now. Legislative branch, that's your Senate and your House of Representatives. Them just call it Congress. That's Congress. These are the people them who really determine what law govern the country. That's the main duty is to pass law, write law. That's what they call bills, and send it to the president for the president to sign or veto, whichever way the president want to go. But those are the people who write law. The Senate, House of Representatives. And when certain laws are written, the Senate have to pass a version, the House have to pass a version, then they have to come together as one. So make sure everybody agree on the same thing, and then that will be the final version, and them send that to the president, and the president sign it, and it become law of the land. All right. With the Senate, you have 50 states, you have 2 representatives from each state. So you have 100 senators. Unfortunately, you have no form of representation from any of the what you call it, the U.S. territory. That's you have the Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, the Guam, them places, them not a representation, which is just crazy, right? Them part of the U.S. Those people are like U.S. citizens, but them not a representation in the government. So basically, them just there, which is a whole another situation we can talk about, which just suck, right? But yeah, that's basically what the legislative branch. Now, the House of Representative also is part of the legislative branch, part of Congress. The House of Representative branch, the amount of members, it can change. It based on the representative by each state, it based on the population. and there's a process they determine how many representative from each state. I don't remember what that process is, but I think currently right now you have a 435 members of the House of Representative. So, you know what I mean? As I said, there's a process they do, population count of each state depending on how many House of Representative you get. And those are the people, the most important people them in this country, I would say, for our laws, because they are the one who write it. And that's why it's very important, you have to pay attention to stuff like that, to these people, and we are vote for, and we have to participate in every election, not just the presidential election. We have to participate in the midterm election. I think we have one this year. I think we have one this year in November. So make sure to pay attention, find out who are our representative, and if them not do what they want, the way you want them, if them not work for you, change them. It's that simple. We have to make sure we participate. Because sometimes we get blinded by just the presidential election, but we not understand that the House of Representative, those people are very important. They're the one who can make everything work smooth, everything work crazy. Right now be a craziness right now up in our Congress. All right. The next branch is the judicial branch. And judicial branch just basically is the courts, right? You have the United States Supreme Court, that's the biggest court in America. The buck stops there, as they would say. So basically, if you want to challenge any law and go to the Supreme Court, whatever them say, typically is final, right? I'm not sure. I think maybe another, like if Congress pass a law, it maybe can override. I'm not I'm not sure. I doubt it. But anyway, you have the United States Supreme Court, plus you have the federal courts, the lower level courts. I think, most of I'm not sure if one in each state. That's something I'm not 100% sure. But basically, the lower level courts, them deal with, I don't know. They did everything, I would say. But sometimes them get the big decision like from another court, and it goes to the lower level court. And if the lower level court can't, they can't come to a decision, or they make a decision and the person challenge it, like it's a constitutional thing and they feel like they've been violated and all of that stuff, sometimes you go to the Supreme Court. But the thing with the Supreme Court, though, they don't have to take up every case. They decide which case they want to take up, and they don't have to take every case. And sometimes they actually can even send back a case down back to the lower level or wherever for them to make a decision and stuff like that. But the Supreme Court, typically what them say, I saw it go. And one thing with them, man, with the Supreme Court, those judges, I would tell you, man, that's a job you wanna have. You know why? Them job, they're a lifetime pointed job. So if a president pick you, if you go serve on the court, I think you have 9 Supreme Court justice you got, and if a president choose you if you go up on the court as a judge, and I think the Senate have to confirm you. I think it's a 51 or 60 vote. Sometimes I don't know. I can't follow Congress right now because I thought it was majority vote. Sometimes they might say a 60. If you can't follow all of them crap, they with them deal with up there. So, but anyway, it's a lifetime pointed. So, you serve that until you're dead, unless you want to resign. But typically, you serve that till you're dead. I think you have some time they can not fire, but impeach a judge. Impeach a judge. But I've never read anything weird that ever happened in American history. Maybe it did, so maybe somebody can correct me. But that's rarely. But imagine you can get a job where them just put you upon it. You make money, you can make laws, and you're good until you're dead. They maybe work a few times a year. They don't work that hard, man. Supreme Court judges do not work hard. You know what I mean? If you check it out, they don't work hard. They pick up certain case and they look at it. They make a ruling, boom, move, and they will do it fast. Sometime, all right. So I don't think they work that hard. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they work hard behind the court. I don't know, but I don't think so. All right. But but as I hit on this, the judges, right? One thing is going on under the radar right now, where the media not even talk about, is that President Trump, Mr. Donald Trump, appointed more judges on the bench than any other president. All right, in the last modern history, or whatever they want to call it, within this time frame. All right, and what that mean for you or me or anybody else? That mean him appoint them radical people all the way to the right, where some of them, when you find out after they get confirmed, the shit they think about and the shit them do are where they were part of either oppression, oppressing people back in the days, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? These people are going on the lower level federal courts, filling these benches, and then the crazy thing to him, I get younger people. And like I said, in my lifetime point is, so you get some younger judge. So for the next 30, 40 years, then people can affect your life and the laws of the land. So they can affect your life, your kids' life, and your grandparents' life. You know what I mean? So that's why we have to pay attention to them simple things. So we might think that, people will say, like, the person have a conversation and voting doesn't matter as much, but voting matter because, stuff like these, it doesn't matter if you don't like the person. This is not a high school thing. You know what I mean? You have to vote because stuff like these right here, if you think selfish, and I don't like that person, they better have to. Stuff like this is what affect people. And this is what affect us for generation. And then we get upset and frustrated. Because if you put judges far to the right and say a case come up where you fight for something, a fight getting something your civil rights been violated, or a company do you wrong and you try get some form of compensation from them. If you have them type of judge, you will lean one way. You can't win because, and then I'm going to depend on the court forever until them dead, So them little things like them is very important. That's why we need to pay attention to stuff like this. And even last year when we had the general election, we had a conversation with my brethren. Him say him never vote, right? I don't know, but him say him never vote. But stuff like that just drive me crazy, right? Because at the same time, me is this now. If you no vote, do not have a conversation to me complaining about nothing. You better take it like a big man and deal with it and keep it to yourself. Because even a vote, you're not talk, you never try. You never participate in the process. So what you're saying, I have no farmer weight, hold no weight. Alright? So we'll come out to say you never vote. But you see, the voting process is another thing a lot of people don't understand. And I'm going to put a pin right there and say this. Civic course should be in school. At least middle school to high school. Alright? Because the thing is, sometimes you have to wait to go to college before you can take a civic course. And what civic course is, it tell you, what me just tell you and I give you all of them explanation. That's where a civic class supposed to do. Right? Because a lot of people don't even understand the voting process, the government and how it works. It's crazy. A lot of people don't understand. America have 300 and something million people, and I guarantee a large percent of those people don't understand. Them just get up like a zombie and vote. That's why people vote against them interests, and some people don't vote because them not understand the process. And you have to. Alright, so civic course I think should be in every class. So people can people can at least understand that from a young age, and them can vote wiser. You know what I mean? You can vote when you're 18 in this country, they're turning 18, but Some people, 18, some of these young people don't vote because they don't understand it. It's just right now, a lot of people are getting woke because all of the crap are gone. So a lot of people are like, damn, what the hell? So a lot of people start pay attention. But at the same time, them still not understand the process. And, I make it a point to understand this process. You know what I mean? So come on, nobody I try to take me for fool. And I can have a conversation with anybody that try to go around me. Because, I read up and all of these things, I'm trying to understand. Alright? But back to what I was saying about voting, right? Some people don't understand about voting. Some people don't understand about voting. When you go vote, like somebody say, I never want to go voting at the presidential election last year. I say, well, that's fine. Or year before, whenever it was, 2016. I don't know. But I said, that's fine, but you still can go vote for other people. You can go vote for local representative in your community. For your community, so you have your state representative. You have your if you live in a town, city, county, whatever it is, you have people that run for certain board, school board, some place you have the sheriff, your mayor, you have all of them people that are run where you can go vote for. You don't have to vote for the big people on the national stage. You know what I mean? So sometimes people don't have an understanding. Like you're going on boot, you can select who you want, literally. If 10 people in there in 10 different sections, and you only want to vote for Jen Mayer in section whatever, or just you want to just vote in at the school board election, you actually can just go do that. Nobody not force you to vote for everybody. And I think sometimes some people don't understand that. And I had a big conversation with somebody about this, and they still didn't get it. Like you can do that. Alright? So sometimes, and then when you come to local election, I think that's one of the years we lose it. Because that's where you need to focus on more. Because what happens locally affect you more on a everyday basis than what happens on the national front. Not to say where the president do or what them affect you. I'm not saying that. But what happens on it, what will affect you every day on a consistent level is what happens locally. So that's why you need to focus on that. Know who are your people them, in your area who say them represent you. Alright? And make sure they represent you. You know what I mean? Call them, bother them. I have this app on my phone when me get off of this program when me listen to call. I think it's called 5 Calls app. And trust me, I say, finally day I became a citizen in this country, I utilize the opportunity I was given. So I make sure I follow the process. You know what I mean? I call and I will send message to my representative. You know what I mean? And do that. You know what I mean? If you live here, you pay your taxes, you own a home, you have your kids here, you have a duty for fight for what's right. Alright? So I know I went on and on a little, but I just wanted to talk about that a little. The 3 branches of government here. Hopefully that helps somebody. If you have any question about it, you need more information about it, yo, get at me, let me know. Get at me, send me a message, tweet me at Omeson. I try to build my Twitter follower up. I try to build my Instagram follow up. So make sure say you're on a subscribe, right? And yeah, that's it. I think I get you guys on the next episode again of the podcast. Like I always said, listen and tell me, Omeson. Alright, remember subscribe to the YouTube page. Check me out on my website, omeson.com, and hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. Alright, have a good evening and bless.